here we are. We are live here on Meetings with the Masters with the amazing and beautiful Lorelei Mariano. Lorelei, I met through an incredible circle of influence in the Tony Robbins friends world. I call it my circle of friends, my tribes, my tribe, and unblinded movement. And Lorelei, not only does she make beautiful Hollywood jewelry for the Hollywood scene and many people all over the world that I know she sends to, and it's beautiful handmade jewelry. She is a master of incredible mastermind. And you'll tell us the name of that again, because I walked away from my notes, but this woman is a manifesting queen. She is just absolutely a master at manifesting her life. And I believe so much of that has to do because she has had an incredible journey. Her journey has been one that has been not easy. She has had a long road, an inspiring woman, an inspiring story. I'm so honored and grateful that you're here, Lorelei. And I can't wait for you to share your story to inspire people with what you have overcome and risen above. This woman is a survivor of, one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard. So please, Lorelei, introduce yourself, share who you are with us, and let's hear all about you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for inviting me. And so, yes, I have a very empowering story. And it feels really good when you can be in the new story and out of the old story and really embrace it, because my mission and purpose, which I learned from Tony Robbins from attending his events, is really to be empowered by the story and view it as a gift. So my mission and purpose is to help people, women in particular, through their childhood trauma so that they can view it as a gift to learn, grow, and serve and create abundance. So,
That's amazing. Wonderful. And unfortunately, so many of us have childhood traumas. And I actually did not have it in childhood. I had it in adulthood. But children they carry such pain and are blindsided by their parents. They don't know, or however they're brought up, and they don't know how to handle life as a result. And when you go through the kind of trauma. So thank you for what you're doing. Let me acknowledge you for what you're doing in the world, and helping build these children up and transcend what you've been through. So please, if you would you be willing to share more about what that means for you and what you went through on your journey, so that anyone who hears this and anyone who sees a child going through something or was an adult or is an adult that has been through something traumatic and has not really risen above it or overcome it can hear your story and learn what to do with it so they can transcend it.
Yeah, thank you. I feel it's my duty, now that I've walked through it, risen above. I feel I have to, speak for those that really don't know their voice. They don't feel empowered. So for me, I'm writing a book, a memoir of my story, creating a podcast on childhood trauma to help people. But so yes, I experienced severe trauma, which my mother had a very difficult life. So I know that it wasn't, her fault. She actually had an accident when she was 8 months old. I think either a babysitter hit her on the head, abused her, or dropped her. And at 8 months old, she was in a coma for 8 months. And due to this accident, she had brain damage, paralysis of her left hand. So she had a disability. She actually also had epilepsy. So her life, She quit school in 8th grade. She had me young. So she had absolutely zero tools. So my story really begins there and enters into when I was 2 years old. I was kidnapped in the middle of the night by my abusive father. And I was missing for about 10 months. And something that brought me to a turning point of really getting big help was I was I was raised by my grandparents, so I didn't really have a relationship with my mother, but I remember this memory of my mother's bloody face and a man throwing our clothes out the window of our apartment and us running to the neighbors. And I said to my mom, I said, "Who was that man? I have this memory." She says, "It was your father." And then from there, I think I went into shock or just the realization of, okay, this is really real. The memories I have are true. But so from that point, I was in his care and went through a lot of abuse and trauma. And then I was found by my mother, and she was actually, I remember this moment. I was 2.5 or whatever, and she was showing pictures of her and I together because she didn't know if I'd remember her. And then she just scooped me away. The police said, when you find her, just like take her and grab her and go. But then from there, I went into like pretty much really hard stuff with her as well. And I I had a brother that died at the age of 2 months, pretty much due to neglect. I remember trying to feed him milk because like cold milk and whatever. But I witnessed his death. The paramedics my mother said, come home, baby Trevor is sick. So I came home and there was fire engines and ambulances and everything. And so I was pulled away from that scene, and then I went into the care of my godmother because after that happened, my mother had a nervous breakdown, and so I had no one to take care of me. And from there, I stayed with her for a bit, and then I went into foster care, which was a traumatic event because I was at my godmother's looking at jewelry, which is kind of funny because I'm like a jewelry designer. But these two women in suits arrived at the door, and they didn't tell me where I was going. They pulled me away. I was grabbing onto the door handle, crying and screaming, thinking I was being kidnapped again.
Yeah.
And so we were driving for hours and hours in the car. And we finally arrived in the dark at a house that was now my foster home. So I am I was 5 then, a 5-year-old, not knowing where I'm going, and I arrive at a stranger's home.
Oh,
And so from there, my grandparents I was in the foster home for about 8 months, and finally my grandparents decided to take me in because my aunt begged them. When she was 16, she wrote a letter saying, we need to bring her in. She's family and I'll help take care of her. So, and there, there's a lot in between.
sure.
There's a lot that happened in the care of my grandparents. There was alcoholism and whatnot. So with all that being said, um, now that I'm on the other side, I have to do something. I live my life through that, and everything I do is about looking inward, helping others, being kind, serving. And this was not always the case because actually when I found out that it was my father who was the abuser, and then I actually met my half brother and sister for when I was 28, I found out I had a half brother and sister.
Right, by your father. That
Yeah, and I actually saw both, but I saw my half brother came to visit me in LA from Canada, and we had a beautiful time. And when he left, I felt this sense of abandonment. And I from that and learning about my dad, I went into a deep, deep depression. I had horrible panic attacks. I had a lot of anger issues due to this, and it was more turned inward. And I
Mm.
remember just being so depressed that I could barely go to the store to get groceries to make food.
And
And I'd
how old
make the
were you again?
simplest. That was 11 years ago, is when I basically had a nervous breakdown.
Like everything came forward.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I'd always done, therapy, but it
Hmm.
all came to a head.
Yeah,
And I think really everything solidifying, knowing, just maybe it all came to the surface.
yeah.
And I was suicidal, and I had those thoughts, and I thought, I cannot do this. I can't do this like at all. I have no tools.
Oh,
Yeah. So, yeah.
I just want
So
to
had to go
acknowledge you.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'll come back to
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
I mean it's profound. So you had profound abandonment, and like to have come, and I know there's so much we don't know, and we
Mm.
you're a Hollywood movie for sure. Like you
I
got
know.
so much in
Oh
between.
my God.
And like, I know there's so much more that you've gone through, and then, but
Mm-hmm.
now we're up to 11 years ago. And so you're having
Mm-hmm.
this breakdown. You found about your father, all the memories flood back of what happened with him. And that you have this other, all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just pouring into you and cause it, like
Mm-hmm.
the severity of that caused a nervous breakdown. And so go on
Mm-hmm.
from there. Please share. I just had to like acknowledge I,
Thank you.
the trauma that you as a child, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of abandonment had
Mm-hmm.
been profound, but I don't want to, but I know that you've learned so much as a
Mm-hmm.
result and are
Mm-hmm.
doing so much with it
Mm-hmm.
now to change
Mm-hmm.
lives. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the story where,
Yeah.
where people are, where it's different is you're telling this story from a
Mm-hmm.
place of
Mm-hmm.
empowerment now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not a place
Mm-hmm.
of this is what I went through. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I go through. This is, a place of empowerment. So talk to us
Mm-hmm.
more. Go
Mm-hmm.
on, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear where it shifted
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Yeah. Well, it first shifted, and I am telling this from a place of empowerment because, I want people to know we've been through similar things. If there's someone out there that, change is possible and reclaiming your life. But
Yes.
so it was really a point of my having the courage to, what I did is I said, okay, I can't do this on my own big time. Like, I need really big intervention. So I checked myself into a treatment facility in Arizona, which was run by John Bradshaw, called The Meadows. It's very famous.
Yeah.
And I went into their 5-week treatment center, which you work on your trauma to heal trauma 24/7. You're in lockdown. There's actually different. I was there for PTSD, childhood trauma. There's people there for, drug abuse, but we all come together and, work together, some of us, and do our separate things. 5 weeks. And I was so scared going there. I was very resistant. I knew I had to, but I was thinking, okay, I'm going to this freaking crazy house, and I got to stay there. And there's all these freaking jacked up people. What the heck? So I had to just say, okay, no more, done. Be courageous. And then from there, it was just incredible work we did, incredible. And from there, my counselors suggested I go to aftercare, a neighboring facility called the Melody House, where you can actually go outside. You can go on day trips and, you know, equine therapy. I mean, we painted horses. I did equine therapy every week. And I did that for 2.5 months.
Wow.
And it was amazing, but it was so painful because I had to leave my small children,
Mm.
uh, my daughter was 10, my son was 13. And so I had to have the mindset to trust the process and know that I was doing it for them as well, because I needed to get healthy.
Yeah.
And after I'd done all the treatment, it was completely transformational. I never had any of the anger. And it's funny because one of my kind of doctor's therapists, he said, well, you can go, but you're going to come back and eventually you're going to be the same. You're going to fall into the same, because most people, they go to these and they just fall back. And
Right.
it's all about doing the work consistently. So
Yeah.
from there, I definitely went through a lot of interesting things. I've been poor and hungry, and as a child, and kind of coasted and had a really interesting life with being on a reality show and kind of going to a lot of parties with celebrities, and Michael Bay and I were friends and all this crazy stuff. Then having two marriages, and then being very, very, very wealthy, to giving a lot of that up and finding being in my own power, and being a person, just being a strong, independent, powerful woman who knows her mission and purpose. So the thing that really solidified everything is I've been in the Tony Robbins world for 3.5 years. And I'd say a year ago is when everything just was wow, where I can actually be in a beautiful state 24/7 consistently. A suffering state, I will question, I'll go, oh, I'm feeling kind of anxious. And then I walk through and I go, so
Mm.
my point is, it's so important to do the work every day, and it's like a muscle. So
It's a muscle for
that's,
sure.
yeah. So, that's why I'm on this mission to help people.
Well, and that is that,
Mm-hmm.
it is a muscle. And because now you have this muscle, you can help others have this muscle that like people. I feel as though because we're both been in the Tony Robbins world for about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And building that muscle was, I needed that muscle and the village, right? The
Mm-hmm.
village, the people that we surrounded ourselves then became the village that helped lift us up and keep
Mm-hmm.
us in the consistency and the conditioning, the reconditioning, the
Mm-hmm.
reframing all the time, because
Mm-hmm.
we would study it. Now it's something you once you go, you can't unlearn it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
so powerful, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
extremely transformative,
Yeah.
and most people want more because they know they can feel the change and the shift
Mm.
in their lives out of whatever depression. Because I know there's so much. You went through teenage years. I didn't know you were on a reality show. That's fun. What reality show?
I was on a reality show for three seasons, 3 years. They featured my jewelry on one of their episodes.
So fun.
Okay, it was the Real Housewives of Orange County. So
Oh
so
wow,
I had about
3 years.
7, 8 years of fame. Like, not my 15 minutes was like 7 or 8 years. It
Wow.
was it was fun. We did crazy things. It was a great experience, and I got my jewelry on the map for it. Yeah, there was a lot of different things, but it was really a great experience.
I bet.
So
I bet.
my story is definitely a I mean, a book, a
Um,
movie material. Let me tell you.
I can't wait.
Like
I know it's
crazy.
going to happen at some point because I mean, you make things just now, but now because you've done the work in
Mm-hmm.
becoming aligned with your mission of who you really are, right? In the core of your heart. Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel that now? It's like all coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you do. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
so share what
absolutely.
that feels like for you, because I think that's happening for me as well, and I believe
Mm-hmm.
it's because you do the work. We can't just you can't
Mm-hmm.
learn something that feels so powerful, and if you decide to just stop it, well, then you probably aren't going to get to this place that you feel the alignment and that
Mm-hmm.
everything starts to be
Mm-hmm.
in flow.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share about that a little bit and how that came about for you even more and what you're
Mm.
doing with it moving forward?
Well, I've had some really amazing mentors in my life, who have really helped me along the road, really very powerful people that have kind of taken me under their wing. So it's very important to have the support, have a mentor.
Mm.
And but the thing I think that really was huge is learning from Tony with gratitude.
Mm.
When we're feeling down or feel we're lacking, the moment you think of what you're grateful for and get into that place, then everything does change. And the whole thing with what you focus on, and don't focus on what you can't control, focus on what you can control. And just implementing everything I've learned. And the other thing is the
Mm.
thing that was the huge, okay, so someone that mentored me I had a lot of significance, and it was all about me. That's why I was in a suffering state. It is, I placed all the focus on all my problems, all of this. Finally, I had this light bulb moment due to their help and work. And finally, I'm like, okay, yes, I need to serve. I need to put the emphasis not on me, on someone else, on helping. And then I just went off, oh my God, we all have gifts. We're all powerful. We all have gifts to help others. And I'm like, oh my God, it's my trauma. I know how to help people. And I know I can help people to move through their trauma quicker than I did, because I know the way, I know the tools, and I know how to make that happen quicker.
Right.
And I definitely have I have a formula for manifestation and whatnot, which actually helps in everything healing. But there's definitely a bit of magic from, the angels or whatever. Let
Yeah.
me tell you.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
It's Yeah, it's so funny because I had said, I know, you just wait. Within the week, I will be talking to Jean Graciosi, and I was laughing at that. If I just say it, it'll happen. You know?
Yeah, and you made it happen. Like, and you made that happen, which is
Yeah,
profound,
yeah.
and because you believe it, that's the other part I did want to get into a little bit, is you really believe that, there is so much more to life, there's more to life we don't know. There's so many gifts in allowing the power of our higher power and aligning with the greater good, right? As a
Mm-hmm.
humanity, a whole
Mm-hmm.
humanity, where your story
Mm-hmm.
that you share out in the world
Mm-hmm.
can inspire and help and empower others to share their stories, to come out of their pain, and to know everything's going to be okay. And then you share that, and it becomes this circle like a butterfly, and you're attracting the right people into your lives who want to not only help you and take you under their wings, and also you also allowed spirit guidance. You allowed the guidance of what is there for all of us. We
Mm-hmm.
all have the
Mm-hmm.
power within us. Like, it's within us,
Mm-hmm.
because it's given us as it's our birthright to be loved, to live in love, to give love. And we also are guided we are guided by our higher powers, which also include our angels in this world, and
Mm-hmm.
the people that have gone before us, and the leaders that have gone before us, both in life and that are in I believe so much in the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual world. So I know that you do too. And
Mm-hmm.
listening to our guidance makes a huge difference. And you've done that, and all you started to follow the dots. You
Mm-hmm.
started to connect
Mm-hmm.
all the dots and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
follow the intuition that
Mm.
was within you.
Yeah.
That was within you.
Yeah. And we, like you said, we all have that ability. It's about trusting and being quiet and surrendering, actually, sometimes, and really just clearing everything out, because, some of the trauma or some of this limiting beliefs will actually impede that ability to really have that deep intuitive thoughts and or ability. And actually, probably a year and a half or 2 years ago, I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is not just intuition. I can actually help people psychically. For I know some people might go, that word is a little, but I
No,
don't know what else to call it. But
it's true.
I'd actually been reading people to help them. I'm like, I wish I could read myself better. There's a couple of things I do know
Yeah.
that I do know that will happen. Absolutely. Like, I know I'll be sitting in with Oprah. Trust me, she'll be holding the book. It's going to happen. There's a few
Hallelujah.
things, but I was actually reading these people. I would just be sitting beside. I don't know why it was always guys, but and we'd talk, and I'd start reading them, and they would say, "Oh my God, how did you know I was in pain?" Like emotional pain, and they'd start writing down what I was saying, and I wouldn't remember because I was just channeling. And they'd
Right.
say, "Oh my God, like how do you do this?" And then I was reading their children about what the parent needed to do to help the child and that what they didn't
Mhm.
know. And I was thinking, woo, this is really amazing. And
Wow.
but it just comes
Wow.
when it's supposed to, and I'll just start channeling. And this is not any hocus pocus crazy. This is just
No.
because I have opened up that space and surrendered, and I just have, been able to, it's just come to me. Sometimes I think it does just come to you. Sometimes I think you are chosen.
So
There's, I do think.
you
So
allowed it.
that's, yeah,
You allowed. You just
right.
opened up your life to allow the magic
Hmm.
to happen. You opened
Hmm.
up yourself to allow the magic that
Hmm.
was within you and that you can receive. You allowed it to unfold. And
Hmm.
because you allowed it, like that space that you when you're talking to people, and this is what I believe. This is my
Hmm.
hallucination, but I
Yeah.
feel you. You know this.
Yeah.
Like this is,
Yeah.
energy. It's
Hmm.
energy that we feel, and then when we start to trust, trust is so
Hmm.
powerful. Trust is everything. It's be starting to trust yourself. Like I remember
Hmm.
when that started to happen for me, and it's about the same
Hmm.
time I think as you were. I started to go,
Hmm.
huh, wait a minute. So that book I thought about 20 years ago, I actually can do that. I actually do have a story to tell and a story to share about the trauma I've been,
Hmm.
been rising above all these years. And
Yeah.
other people actually are telling me that my story inspires them. Well,
Hmm.
that must mean something then. That must mean something then. Maybe I am stronger than I know, right? Like maybe I do have courage to keep going in that direction that seems to be
Hmm.
making a difference in the world. And you had that courage to
Hmm.
look within yourself and in your soul to go out there and use your story to empower not only yourself but others and allow the spirit to speak through you, the spirit of what that all means. I'm totally woo woo, so I'm right now. I'm in the woo woo world. Like I love that because I
It's
like to
fun.
bridge this. I really love to bridge the spirit and the self because it's so when you can do that, I feel like it aligns you.
Hmm.
I feel like it aligns you to all that's available for us out there. And it doesn't mean you have to be woo. I
Hmm.
just am a little bit woo
Hmm. Hmm.
because I believe it's. I trusted that that's my path.
Hmm. Yeah. We all have that power, and we have the power to heal. We have the power to change, and we have the power to make anything happen. And, it's not happening now. You got to just keep doing the work and keep the hope and keep that image in your head, because it's going to happen and it's not on our time.
It's not
But
our
and we have to enjoy the journey and the process, or at least try. And
yes,
we're not always going to have good days, and that's okay.
right.
As long as we know, okay, tomorrow's a new day. Keep focused. We're not perfect. Give ourselves grace. That's
Yeah,
important.
that is so
Mm,
important. And thank you for saying that. And you said that word try, which I will never forget at
mm,
Date with Destiny when Tony does that exercise with the guy and he says, try to pick up that chair. And he goes, the word try, right? And I
yeah,
and I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, so true. Like
Hmm.
it's not I just need to commit to myself, not try to make
Hmm.
these changes. I just need to
Hmm.
trust.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah,
just started to
yeah,
really trust and have the faith that it was going to be real and that
yeah.
everything was going to work out. And that was huge for me. And
Hmm.
I think for you too, just trusted yourself. You believed in yourself. You believed in humanity. You have to also believe in the humanity of goodness and being a force for good, as Tony says. And like that resonated with my soul so deeply. Like I'm like, wow, I always wanted to be a force for good, but I never really had to do that. I mean, I felt like I am a force for good, but like when you start to embody that and go, what, I am a force for good, and I can be even more if I keep staying in this faith and trust with what I'm hearing and conditioning myself. So thank you for saying that, because it really is real, guys. And that's, when you start to have that faith in yourself and belief in yourself, it makes a difference. And if something doesn't work, if one thing doesn't work that you're doing, you try something else. If this doesn't work, you try something else. You're going to have ebbs and flows, like you said. It's like, I feel like it was like, I felt like it was like climbing this mountain, right? But the mountain goes like this, and then there's a dip. The mountain goes like this, and then there's a dip. And then it's like this, and then there's a dip, and there's another dip, and then there's a big dip, and then it's like, that's how it goes. You're still going up over where, like, I feel like now I'm at the pinnacle, and like I feel like you're like over the other side now of like you're flying, like a beautiful butterfly. Just and there was so much I didn't know about you that I learned recently, and I just was like, wow, I feel her energy, and I want to know more about her. She's amazing. And so
thanks.
So thank you. Like, what else do you want to bring forward? Because I know we can go on all day, but I want to honor your time. So it's 34.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, when I was at the Meadows, my peers, they called me Firebird. They nicknamed me like the Phoenix, Beauty from Ashes. So
beautiful.
But one thing is, we don't know everyone else's story, and it's not about, it's so a lot of the time it's not about us, it's about them. And I just believe in, how we all think, okay, what a jerk they were, there's this, but it's so important to do that. I always catch myself, and that's a muscle too, is you have to just come from a place of love and kindness and say, okay, I don't know their story, and always just turn around those negative words, because when we're giving that beautiful energy and understanding and catch ourselves, then we're going to maybe help those people, and just pull, those people back to us, or different sources. So
I call it like, even like helping their energy then rise up, right? Like I feel like because it's like everyone judges it, we just, it's like you said though, you catch yourself, like maybe you're running late for something, and you're in Starbucks cursing at the in your head at the woman who's in front of you with 12 drinks and juggling her purse and like but you go, okay, well, this is happening for me. That's part of it too, right? And I'm judging this, or I'm judging that person across the room who doesn't look like me. Why? What does that tell me? What do I need to know about myself? How can I shift it and look at something good about that, and good in everything? See that good in everything, the gratitude in the silver lining, and go, oh my God, I just saw myself in that woman in a bad I need to do that. And Ho'oponopono or something. Right?
That all matters.
Oh my God, it really matters.
Yeah, it's just so much is about self-awareness, for sure.
It's
so key. That's
probably the biggest first step.
Yeah.
Gratitude and awareness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? If there's somebody in a deep dark place right now that happens to be watching, 2 of the first steps, find something great to be grateful for. Your sight, your arms, your legs, your breath. If you don't even have a lot of food on your table, but you have eyesight and hearing, you have something to be grateful for. And if you and the awareness that you can change your life. Awareness, and by being kinder out in the world, and turning any judgment around to gratitude, you elevate humanity. You build that other person's energy is lifted by who you are, by how you are in this world, just by thought. Your thought alone
Mm.
can elevate someone's energy
Mm-hmm.
or hurt their energy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to have that mindset is so important.
Yes.
Very much.
Very much. It's
So
energy. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
all of our energy really matters. So,
Mm-hmm.
we invite
And
you to,
not having a mindset of scarcity is important, and just visualization of what you want is key to do that every day,
it
as
really,
though what you want has already transpired. And
the,
sometimes we go through the bad things in order to obviously grow, but to grow and help others, because there's no way we cannot help other people if we've not experienced what they are going through ourselves.
that's,
That's how we're chosen. You know,
yeah,
the most powerful thought leaders in personal development have struggled beyond. I mean, you look at Tony Robbins' story, Oprah's, even Dean Graciosi. He slept on a bathroom floor. He had, it's so
yeah,
that's why, because when you rise up, you are forever changed. So
forever changed, and you
yeah.
learn how to and elevate and
Mhm.
celebrate others, and that's the
Mhm.
fear. That's an important thing. You elevate your life by
Mhm.
being the change in the world. You truly do want to
Mhm.
see that it
Yeah.
matters. And I know
Mhm.
Jennifer's here. She said, "Oh my God, two of my favorites, Lori."
Oh.
Hi, Beauty. Hi, Jen. Jennifer.
I
Thank
think another, from maybe, I think I possibly became really artistic because of the trauma in a way. But so my jewelry line is called Bella Roche,
Yeah, I
and
was
this is
gonna say,
this
let's
is
hear.
one of my pieces, and I always like showing them. These are cute. These little earrings.
They're
They're
beautiful. Is that?
spikes.
Oh, they're so
They're
cool.
just cute little
That's
spikes. And
so.
then I have these statement rings. Oops.
They're gorgeous.
But
Yeah.
and I write poetry. I want to have I
Ah,
should really have my poetry published. And then I design these really amazing kind of greeting cards. I turn into prints too, and I designed some for Steven Tyler's Janie's Fund, which are very empowered. I'll have to show you them. I
oh yeah.
should start posting some of these things.
Absolutely. Well, and
Yeah.
actually, yeah. So that was because I know it's probably time to wrap it up, and I want to make
Yeah.
well for your sake. I want to make sure you do
Mm.
tell us where everybody can
Oh.
get your
Oh
jewelry.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that the pieces, but hold on one second, because
Oh.
I want to give you
Oh.
all the pieces together of what
Right.
there's more than
Mhm.
just jewelry. But
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
okay. The jewelry line, I 100% I want to post everything that's correct for you. So I want you to be able to share. You have a jewelry line, these cards. That sounds amazing. Yes, yes, we need to share those because I love that kind of thing.
Mhm.
You have an incredible mastermind that's helping people
Mm.
manifest their lives.
Mhm.
And so please
Mhm.
share all
Mhm.
the amazing things
Oh, sure.
that we can get you're giving to the world,
Okay.
or sharing in the world right now.
Thanks.
Hmm.
So yeah, my jewelry line, I can find it at bellaroche.com. That's BELLAROCHE. And then they're
Hmm.
all one of a kind pieces, very high quality, and they kind of represent art. And then I lead mastermind groups, which is general. I'm going to start leading a trauma group, but crushing goals in all areas of life. And what makes my mastermind, one of the things stand out is I have very powerful thought leaders on. I've had all of Tony Robbins' inner circle, like Joseph McClendon, Master Coach, John Amaral, Michael Burnett. I'm having Jen Hargrave on tonight. Jarek Robbins will be coming on, the Brian Brad, like just everyone. For some reason, all of Tony's people I'm like right there in the
Yes,
circle.
yes,
And a lot of people have become my friends. So I love, facilitating these. It's from my heart. And I've created another group for because due to popular demand. So
yes.
if anyone's interested, just send me a private message and I can tell you more about it. What else? And then I'm writing my book and I'm creating a podcast for childhood trauma. I'm going to have experts on. I'll have, Master Coach John Amaral for a lot of other people. And then, different celebrities are high profile to tell their story and how they move through it to help other people. So I'm excited about that one.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to lead people to say, okay, guys, like she's going to tell us now where to find what she does. And I know you also are part of the Unblinded movement and
right. Yeah.
That's what incredible group.
I'm on the Unblinded team. I'm the Real Raw relationship coordinator. So definitely check out the Unblinded movement on Facebook and unblindedmastery.com.
Absolutely.
Huddles in the morning, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Well, there's so much incredible, so many incredible pieces of Unblinded. So I'll make sure to post all of that in the chat when we're done, or in the information.
Yeah. And thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. I didn't mean to cut you off before.
No, that's okay. No. I mean, I have no, it's all good.
I just love you. Thank you so much for
thank you.
And sharing your heart. And I look forward to rising in your circle now, because I am absolutely going to be following you and being a part of and helping to see you rise. So
thank you so much. And I really value you and everything you've gone through. You're a beautiful, powerful woman, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
All
and
right.
I appreciate, that you have come to the medium meetings and all of that. And I know you've also had powerful readings there. So thank you for being part of that as well. So I will continue, I will continue to be a partner in changing the lives of those who've suffered trauma as much as I can be. So that's it. I'm going to let you go. Have an
amazing day. Thank you so much. You too.
See everybody.
All right. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.